Okay. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I kind of got lost there. Wasn't too many people here, so I just started playing. So I figured I'd just keep playing. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around and saying it sounds nice. The pedal, it's called Too Much Reverb, actually. Les Paul style, this will make your practice take you further faster. Okay. Thank you, Johnny 5. Johnny 5. Never too much reverb. I like that. Yes, reverb is good, I think. These are 10s. I just put 10s on here. I'm kind of thinking I wish I put 9s or maybe even 8s. But these are 10s. Yeah, and that's true. There's really not much reverb here. It's actually delay that is making that sound. So, yeah, I like that delay kind of, it gives me a pulse to work off of, and that's really nice. Let's see. I wasn't reading a chart, just improvising. Why can't your guitar do things like tapping and pull-offs? It's probably not your guitar. I can't play metal yet, but I'm going to learn it soon. I will try that. Matt G, how's it going? Good to see you. C major scale from each music step, please. Not sure what that means exactly. I mean, I know the C major scale, but what do you mean, each music step? This is not a Gibson. This is an Epiphone, and I just got this a few days ago, so I'm still kind of breaking it in. It's a 2010 model Epiphone Special. Les Paul Special. It actually says limited edition custom shop Epiphone. Do I like Fish? Yeah, I like Fish. I haven't listened to them in a while, but I'm going to listen to them now that you mentioned it. The best way to learn scales is to look it up on the internet. Maybe start with the C major scale, and I would look for it right here. Look for it in that position. I think that would be the best. Just learn it in this first, and then you can maybe practice it with all downstrokes, or maybe if it's easier you could learn it here. But you know, a lot of what I was playing just now was just a lot of stuff from C major, and then I was doing some different things as well. But also, Trent, if you're still around, pull-offs. This is something that that you have to really literally snap the string. You don't have to do it this way. Some people just pick it up, and if you have enough gain, that's fine. But a little pro tip from the classical guitar world is to actually, you practice snapping that string back. And this finger, this is your rock here. It needs to it needs to not move. You need to keep whatever finger you're pulling off to nice and solid. Yeah, snap it. So, you know, this might be kind of tough to do at first, but this is an exercise that I would do for pull-offs. And then you start on your second finger as the bass, snap that, this. It is very boring. And then you go through all the fingers, and I would do this with a metronome. So, and then I'm assuming if you put like some distortion on, you know, you can get something pretty cool going. More distortion than that to do like the Eddie Van Halen kind of stuff. I've been playing for like 20 years. Yeah. And a lot of it was classical guitar. At first, it was like rock, self-taught, but then I went to college and got 2 performance degrees in classical guitar, and now I'm coming back to rock. I'm like getting in touch with rock again, learning about it, and learning about all these other styles of music, like surrounding that. And so I'm like, it's so cool. Actually, somebody in the stream yesterday was asking if I was listening to King Crimson. I don't know if any of y'all have listened to them, but I went and listened to their first album this morning, and it was really great. Like, I wish I could play it for you and kind of talk about what I hear, but it's like, this was 1969. You know, we just landed on the moon. Woodstock was happening, and then King Crimson came out with this new album, and it was like, I don't know, I think it was inspired by all that stuff, because it was just so like frantic, but somehow staying on the beat, but like everything like felt like it was about to explode, and it was very like jazz influenced, but also rock influenced. It was really cool stuff. So I was thinking, like, if we have some suggestions of music, I'd like to listen to it and then have y'all listen to it, and then tomorrow we can talk about that music together, and I can kind of tell you what I heard in the music. You can tell me about what you heard. We can have a little discussion about it. All right, play a solo with 1/4/5 structure, please. Okay, Bean, I will get on that soon. I'll do a nice 1/4/5 jam. You started this year, Trent. What should your next guitar be? I don't know. I would just say practice. What kind of guitar do you have right now? Musical discussion. This is a musical discussion, not a request line. Thank you, Matt GH, for making that clear. I appreciate that, Johnny 5. Alright, Trent, you have a Stratocaster right now. Very nice. You know, I would say, instead of, I mean, you get a new guitar, that's cool, that's a great idea, if you want, but also make sure your guitar is set up perfectly and like feels great to play. Get a professional to set it up to where it's really easy to play, and it'll be like getting a new guitar. So I would say do that before you go look for a new one. All right. So does anybody else have any music question? I would be happy to do that. The reason why I'm not really I don't want to play other people's songs, because I don't want to get in trouble with copyright stuff, and until I kind of figure out what songs are okay to play, what songs aren't, it's a real gray area here. So I haven't so I'm not going to play other people's songs. I will try to, if you suggest something, I may like work it into my improvisation, and yeah, but that's kind of where I am right now. Also, I'm just going to put this up here too. This is my Venmo. If anybody cares to donate, I'm not making any money yet on this YouTube channel, and every dollar really counts, so I appreciate anybody who's willing to donate. Thank you in advance, and I'll be sure to thank you on the stream too. Interesting question. Preferred acoustics to record with. I'll tell you, I have a Takamine acoustic. I just made a video about it actually, and it's an old 1980 model, and it's not really loud, and it's not really bassy or trebly. It kind of sits really nicely in the middle, and that thing really sounds great for recording, putting a little reverb on it. And I also have like this lapel mic, like that people use for like, you know, like actors use this, they clip it on. but I have like an attachment that clips onto my guitar. So I'll use something like this mic right here. I don't want to touch it because it's kind of having trouble, but a condenser mic, and then I'll mix in this other one, which is also a condenser lapel mic, and I get a great sound out of that. But yeah, I would say something something not too loud. A Dreadnought is what I'm using, but I need to get some more acoustics. I just basically record with that one, or I record with my classical guitar. Let's see. Improvise, what scale do you use? I guess it really just depends, but I'm doing a lot of different stuff when I was improvising earlier, and if I'm staying in a scale, I'll just stick with whatever scale I'm using, and maybe sometimes go outside of it, but you kind of know you're going outside of it. But keep it simple. I mean, maybe start with a pentatonic scale first, and that would be a good place to start. Capo. If I'm playing like bluegrass music, then I'll use a capo sometimes, and that really depends on, like, if you're playing with a singer who needs to sing in a different key. I also I need to do one more like big adjustment on this guitar, and it's taking the nut and either filing it down a little bit at the bottom or cutting the slots a little bit more, so I can lower the action here. But what I actually did was put a capo on the first fret, and that really lowers the strings here, and it's much easier to play the rest of the neck. So that would be a good application for using a capo on an electric guitar. But yeah, if you want to sing in a different key, that's a good reason. Or if you have a set list and everything is in, I actually made a short about capo. If all your songs are in the same key, then maybe put a capo on to add some variety to your set list. What's a classical piece you enjoy playing? I said the other day I really like this song Elegy by Johann Caspar Merz. That's a really good one. I used to, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. I like playing Bach a lot. So anything by Bach, like something like that. That's the beginning of a fugue in A minor. It's actually a violin sonata, but on guitar, because there wasn't guitar in the 1600s. There was lute, and Bach actually wrote a lute suite, but even lute is different than guitar. So everything we do on guitar is kind of, we take from all these other instruments material and we play it on guitar. So that's a cool one. I'm very guitar fluid. I pick up whatever I see. I've got a classical, I've got a Dreadnought steel string acoustic up there. I've got this electric. I'll play any string instrument you put in front of me. What's soft? I don't know what soft I use. Can you play the ancient Chinese scale? I don't know what the ancient Chinese scale is. Electric strings on things like the Dreadnought to allow volume and volume control that allow me to bend the strings more fluidly. I recommend giving it a try once. Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard electric strings on an acoustic. It's definitely a different sound, a more subtle, muted sound. That would probably sound really cool on a recording. I could see that. I would love to play a lute. I got to get a lute over here at some point. As soon as I find a good lute for sale, I'll get it, and I'll definitely be playing on this stream, and I'll add some sick delay to it and other effects maybe too. All right, Grace, I'll play something. Do you know bass? That's a good question. I have been wanting to get a bass for a while, but I just put this effect on today. I found this effect. Oh yeah. And that, now I've got some bass. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is this instrument expensive? No. You can get one of these brand new for like $500, $550. Maybe that's expensive. I don't know. But everything's kind of relative in the world of guitar. So I would say this is not super expensive, but it's not really cheap either. It's kind of middle. Alright, I'm gonna jam a little bit with this let's get some other sounds going here. Let's get some different delay happening. Maybe just a little bit of delay this time. Okay. Yeah, I got to work on that bass sound. I'm getting used to all of these different effects here in Logic. Trent, I'm using Logic, which is, I guess you could call it a digital amp, but it's like a recording program, digital audio workstation, where I'm plugging straight into my interface, and then I do have an amp simulation going on here. I think it's like the Logic Orange amp, but then I have these pedals also, like a pedal board that is given to me by Logic. So I'm getting used to that. I was using Reaper before, which I like a lot, and I have some free plugins there, but I figured I'd go check out Logic because they really do have some nice amp simulations and pedals. So synthesizer, are you asking me if I'm playing a synthesizer, if I have one, what synthesizer I'm using, because I'm not using one right now? Am I on Spotify? Not well. No, I'm not on Spotify, but I will be at some point soon. I'm gonna get some music up there. Matt G, I appreciate you promoting me there, but I'm not on SoundCloud yet either. But I should put some music up in some places. Check back. Let's check back next week. I'll get some music up, something. Do I still have my guitar from 10 years ago? I have one guitar from when I first started, and it's my acoustic, but I sold every other guitar that I had. My first electric guitar was a Fender Strat, a Mexican Fender Strat. I feel like it was like somewhere like 95 to 97. It wasn't new. I got it used from a pawn shop. And the first day I had it, it fell out of my car and it got a big gash on it. I guess that was, I didn't drop it. Somebody else did, but that's okay. But yeah, that was a great guitar. I don't know why I sold it. I sold a bunch of guitars in my life. And I'm okay that I sold it, but hopefully I'll get another one sometime soon. Let's see. Time. I don't know time, and but I can try to play something that sounds similar to it. Let's see. Reaper. I'm a big Reaper fan. I really like Reaper. Some outside licks. Does anybody know how to get rid of this terrible hum sound? Is it just my outlet has some... All right. Yankee Doodle did go to town, riding on his pony. Okay. Play the C Hirajoshi scale. I don't know the C Hirajoshi scale. What are the notes? You tell me the notes, I'll play that Joshi scale for you. This is not the giveaway guitar. I did give away another one of these 2 months ago, and that was another Epiphone special, but it had a little bit different pick guard on it, and it was a satin finish. This one is a glossy finish. This one is a little bit, I don't know, it's a different model. I think it's a little bit higher quality than the one I gave away. But, yep, that was the giveaway last month, and then I just gave one away yesterday. It was a Gibson C1 Classical Vintage, and I'm waiting to confirm that. If I don't hear back from the person, then we'll have to draw another name, but hopefully the person that won it will claim that soon. So, if you're out there, Wouter Vochin 199, I'm waiting to hear back from you to claim your Gibson Vintage Classical guitar. Doc Black, you want a metal guitar? What kind of metal guitar do you want? Yes, that was Yankee. That was a little Yankee Doodle Dandy variation there, Trent. Good ear. All right. Thank you, Brandy. JC, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. All right. I think, does anybody have any guitar-related questions? I'd be happy to, oh, Matt G. Noise gate or compressor? Okay. I'm looking for a noise gate on here, and I'm not finding one, but maybe there is one. I'm scared to put the wrong effect in here because then it like blows everything up, and I don't want to hurt anybody's ears. You're new to guitar and you don't know how to strum properly. Okay, I love that question. That's one of my favorites. Strumming is, this is the way that I like to approach strumming, and each one of these strums are just, it's a single pick. So whether using your pick or your finger, start with your pick on the lowest string here, and then lift. I will play one more in just a minute after I explain this. So you're going to put your pick here on the 6th string and just fall to the next string, and then let your pick kind of catch on the next string, and then you're going to do that same thing. Just let your hand just kind of fall through. So like, feel the string, put some pressure on it, and then let it release the pressure and let it fall forward and catch on the next string. And then you do that same thing. Feel the string, relax, fall forward. Feel the string, relax, fall forward. feel the string relax, fall forward, and then you do that. And then you start over. And I like to do this with something called a metronome that's clicking like this. And then you try to do this on the beat. I would go a little bit slower than this at first. So like you want to put the metronome on like 30 maybe. And then so do that, and then you just keep getting faster, but take your time. I also have a lesson 1 video. Go watch that. It's a little bit more in depth about strumming in particular. But that is the first thing that I would work on when you get your guitar, is learning how to strum nice and slow like this. All right. I hope that helped. Hired. All right, let's see here. What are your thoughts on a pitch shifter? My thoughts are, whenever the pitch changes, let's put something like that on here real quick, if I can find it. Whenever I have an effect where the pitch changes, it can be kind of confusing. But if you're using a lot of like delay and reverb, I think you can make it work. But like a pitch shifter, like this whammy pitch shifter, this one is really cool. Is that considered a pitch shifter? I need to work on that. I use like some effects sometimes that shift the pitch, and it can be disorienting, that's for sure. If I'm playing by myself, it's no big deal, but yeah, I need to do some more research on that, like some more practicing with it. My guitar collection, how much is it worth? I don't know if I should say. I don't want anybody coming to take my guitars. But I don't really have a very big guitar collection. I've got 1, 2. I really have 2 main guitars, just 2, my classical and my acoustic. And then I usually get a guitar, play it for a little while, and sell it. And that's what I'm hoping to do a lot now, just to kind of make videos on here. So like this guitar, I got it a few days ago, and I'm setting it up, I'm playing it, I'm making sure that this thing is playing at its peak, setting it up as nice as possible, and then I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna get another one, do the same thing, just keep doing that. That's the plan. But yeah, sometimes I find guitars on the side of the road over here in New York City. People are just throwing guitars out. So then I get more guitars. So I've got a few like broken guitars or like kind of project guitars. So I've got those. I don't know if those really count because they're not really playable yet. But as soon as when I fix those up, then I usually sell those. So yeah, I got 2 guitars. One of them is very expensive. It's a classical guitar. The acoustic guitar is really only worth about $500 maybe. Probably less because of the condition it's currently in. But yeah, and this guitar is, I don't know how much this guitar is worth exactly. It's a 2010, and there aren't many of them on the market from what I can see. So I would say this one's worth anywhere from like maybe $400 to $500. I saw somebody selling it for a little bit more, but yeah, that's so yeah, my guitar collection is worth a decent amount, but it's only, let's just say 3 guitars. This one, my acoustic, and my classical. All right. Did I play in band for high school? I didn't play in marching band. They had something that they formed the last year in my high school called a show choir. I don't know if anybody has that, but it's basically like a rock group, and like 5 of us who played rock music got together and formed a school like rock band basically. We didn't have like a music teacher. We just had one of the like the science teacher that sponsored our thing and would come to our practice. It was okay. It was fine. Yeah, but I played in other bands in high school, like, with friends and stuff. Oh, nice. Nice, John Wack. You don't make content. That's cool. I did that with cars too, actually. Before I moved to New York City, where it's really hard to have a car, I was buying used cars and learning about how to fix them and like busting my knuckles up and getting oil everywhere. And yeah, that was fun. Oh, what times fixing up cars. Yeah, great. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I miss smelling like oil. I can't wait to get another car. But yeah, guitars are much easier to work on than cars, for sure. Yeah, JC, this thing is, okay, let me tell you about this guitar too. When I got it, it was perfect. Like, I think it may have been played once because I saw like, yeah, see, I say that as I hit the microphone stand with it. It had like a few tiny scratches on the pickguard, but other than that, it was perfect. And then I banged it on the table yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. Now I'm hitting it on everything. And now, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a tiny little dent here now. This is why I don't buy new guitars, because I don't want to break them. I like buying used guitars. I like them dirty and banged up, and I'll clean them up because I like a clean guitar, but I don't want it like in mint condition. I can't do that. Guitars are instruments to me, and they need to be played, and you shouldn't have to worry about, in my opinion, you shouldn't have to worry about, not worrying about them fall down or get hit by something. So it's very stressful to have a perfect mint condition guitar. But yeah, I mean, I can understand why people want mint condition items, but that's not what I'm looking for. But yeah, this thing looks great, by the way. Hey, Super Lover, how are you doing? Toyota Brother, good to see you. Daniel, happy Monday. It's a great Monday. Jules, I have an Instagram. It's FML 45678. Now I know FML means something else, but that's not why it's FML. It's a different acronym. So, but that is my username. It's been my email address for many years, for as long as I've been playing guitar. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's just a nice, fun coincidence that it turned out to be a more fun acronym these days. Okay. Trent, thank you for sharing this scale again. E810, is that 2 different octaves of E, I guess, is what you're saying, and then 2 different octaves of A? Or D78, G89. I don't know what those numbers, what you're referring to. Are you referring to octave numbers? But thank you for sharing that. I will look into it. The Soul of Separation. No, I didn't. But I'm going to listen to it tonight, and I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm adding that to the list right now. Sorry, it's been a busy day. But we're going to listen to The Sound of Separation. That's on the list, so everybody listen to that. Who is the artist for Sound of Separation? And then we're also gonna listen to a Fish album because it's been a while since I've listened to Fish. I mean, I know them decently. Let's see, fret position. Sometimes I think little scratches and dents give a guitar some character. The setup, I think, matters. I mean, the setup is everything. Definitely, the setup is everything. This guitar, when I got it, didn't feel very good. It didn't feel terrible. The neck was actually pretty straight, surprisingly. But I lowered, after I cleaned it up and oiled the neck, I lowered the bridge a little bit, and it's feeling much better. But I still need to do this adjustment on the nut, and then it's going to feel even better. And I'm waiting to finish adjusting the nut before I make sure that it's intonated perfectly. I think the intonation's not bad right now, but this, when I do this adjustment, it's going to change the distance a little bit, so that's why I'm doing that first. Make the height first, fix that, get that where it needs to be, and then adjust the intonation, because it's all about distance with the intonation. Trent, you can send it to my email, masonlemieux@gmail.com. Okay, Under Oath. All right, so this is, everybody listen to that one. Under Oath, Lost in the Sound of Separation. We're going to talk about that one tomorrow. I don't want to just listen to the whole thing right now and just be, I was thinking, like, that would be kind of funny if I'm just listening to it and you're like watching me listen and then I maybe talk about it, but you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. So go listen to it and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm starting the stream every day at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I'm excited to listen to this. Is there a particular song that you really like on the album? I'll definitely listen to the entire album. 2008, nice. Very nice. I'll try to learn some of these too. Some of the music, if I can. Yeah, I just don't want to get a copyright strike. It's just too much work working on YouTube to get it going, to like risk somebody saying, nope, I didn't like your video, I'm taking legal action. But anyway, just don't, if I don't break the rules, it'll be okay. What about a Fish album? Is there still somebody, the Fish fan out there? I think we can listen to 2 albums. Oh, JC, I don't know if you were here in the beginning of the stream, but I listened to King Crimson's first album, and I talked about it a little bit. Wow. It's been a long time since I've listened to King Crimson, and that first album was great. Like, it was so intense. The first song on the album. So for anybody who doesn't know King Crimson, the album is called In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. Came out in 1969. And this first song, 21st Century Schizoid Man. Wow. It's really intense. That's a good one. But this whole album is just is really fun to listen to. It's so like virtuosic and just like, I feel like it's really on the edge. It's almost like it's, I don't know how to explain. Oh, I'm not gonna try to explain it right now from memory, but I should have taken some notes on that. I'll take some notes when I listen to the Under Oath album tomorrow. Check out their album Thrack. Okay, I'll check that out. I started listening to their second album as well, and that one sounded totally different to me. But yeah, really good stuff. The name of these headphones. Okay, so people have been asking me about these headphones. These are Telefunken headphones, and I found one pair of them on eBay because they don't make these anymore. Let's see. If you want to get these, go to eBay. There's a new pair. They're Telefunken. Just type in TELEFUNKEN headphones, and you'll see them. They're AQUSTA, Akusta. And they're $150. Or best offer. Maybe make an offer to them. But yeah, they're really cool. They sound really good too. All right, Trent. Sorry. Neoclassical metal like Yngwie. I have a student who really likes Yngwie, and so I'm gonna start learning some more of that stuff. By the way, if anybody's interested in a guitar lesson, I do teach guitar lessons online. So there's a link in my bio, profile, whatever you call it, if you want to do that. Josh, the first song is awesome. Okay. The whole album flows. If you can listen without ads, it definitely gives a full effect. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm going to listen to it on Apple Music. Fish is good, so is Red. I've been jamming out to Queens of the Stone Age songs for the deaf. Okay, nice. Nice. Mahavishnu Orchestra. Yes, John McLaughlin is awesome. I was just talking about John McLaughlin and like Al Di Meola and their acoustic guitar sound. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with this music, but in the 80s, I don't know if y'all know about like acoustic guitars when they have like pickups in them and you plug them straight in. Sometimes they have this like really like strange sound. I'm calling it the piezo sound because that piezo takes the vibrations from the guitar and converts it into an electric signal, and it's kind of interesting. It doesn't sound like an acoustic. It kind of sounds I don't know, hollow or something. It has this weird sound, but in the 80s, like people loved that sound. I feel like all these jazz guys really were into it. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much for being here. All right, let me play another song, another something, some kind of jam. Let me get my favorite effect going here. My Valhalla Supermassive. Yes, this thing just really makes stuff spacey. Yeah, we'll get this octaver on here. Okay. I think that was fun. Rose family, did you donate $1,000? That would be awesome. But thank you for suggesting $1,000. I don't know what that's in reference to. Or wait, no, I'm missing a zero. $10,000. Yes, please donate $10,000, Rose family. That would mean a lot to my YouTube channel. I might change the name of my YouTube channel if you do that. Sweet dreams are made of this intro. Nice. I need to. What does the intro of that song sound like? I need to refresh myself on that one, Raven. Seven Nation Army. That's a good one too. That's. How did that become the most popular song of like the past? I don't know how many years. Everybody plays that song. But yeah, I'm going to look up the Sweet Dreams Are Made of This intro. I'm also going to refresh myself on the Seventh Nation Army intro. And I'll see which one is more difficult to play. Chris, thank you for commenting on the craziness of that. It was pretty crazy. Consider the Source. Is that a band? I don't know them. Sounds like a cool TV show, though. Our YouTube channel. Smashing Pumpkins. To Sheila. I gotta check that out. Yes, that was a quite eclectic sound that was going on there. Anybody who's been watching, who's been on the live stream knows that I feel like you must all know that you don't know what you're going to expect when I start playing. At least I don't. Maybe it sounds similar to all of you, but to me, I feel like it can be very random sometimes. But I really appreciate all of you sticking around and listening. And thank you, JC, for being here. I really appreciate it. JC Raven, all of you sticking around, coming to all these live streams. I really appreciate it. Smells like Teen Spirit. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, I think that's an interesting topic too to talk about. Like, let's just take Jack White for example, who plays I guess he wrote the song Seven Nation Army. It's been a while since I've listened to any of the White Stripes, so I need to check out his playing again. But I'm curious, do y'all think he's a good player, Jack White? I got to check it out before I make a comment. I would guess he probably is better than a lot of people expect, but there's levels to this music game, and even like the simplest song like Seven Nation Army or I don't know, Nirvana song, like those guys really could groove hard, even with that really simple, those simple melodies that they're playing. And I think that's an important thing. I mean, everybody can tell here I'm not like shredding, although I want to learn some shredding stuff. I need to get back on that. But, shredding is just nothing if you can't play a solid groove, in my opinion, and I think in most people's opinions. And maybe you don't even realize that's what's missing to somebody who like you watch and they're like just tearing it up. But if it's not like it'll sound a little off, and you don't know why. If it's not really grooving hard, so make sure you're following the groove. That's what I would say. John 5, Buckethead. I need to listen to some of those people too. We're gonna do a lot of listening here, and tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna listen to this Under Oath, Lost in the Sound of Separation. And I'm going to comment on that. So if everybody else wants to listen to that, do that. And then whenever tomorrow we'll pick another album to listen to. Maybe it'll be Fish. Maybe it'll be somebody else. JC, I think you were talking about 9 Inch Nails and how that guy from King Crimson I think he was on the first album, one of those guys you talked about, played with 9 Inch Nails. I think digging into some 9 Inch Nails would be cool too. It's been a really long time since I've listened to them. I was also thinking about Radiohead. It's been a long time since I've listened to them. There's just so much good music out there, and now I'm going to be listening to it all the time. And all of you are going to direct me where I need to go. So you're going to start your production course tomorrow. Lo does stuff. Are you doing music production? That would be pretty cool. All right. My dog is over here. He wants me to stop. He's like, "Take me out. Come on camera so everybody can see I'm not making you up." Put him against the guitar. Oh, sweet. Yes, thank you, Ise, for saying it's a cute dog. Ise is in the room with me. This is Ise's dog as well. So Lo, what are you gonna do with music production? Tell me about it. I'm very interested in recording, and I've spent a lot of time learning about that stuff. I hope to really record some things. It took me almost 5 years to get settled over here in New York, and now I'm ready. I'm ready to go to the recording studios over here. Hopefully I'll get to do that soon. Hopefully this YouTube thing really is going to work, and I can bring you all into the studios. I can start playing some gigs, but I can't miss a live stream. I'm locked in now. I'll be here at 8 o'clock for the rest of my life. I'm not going to promise that, but we'll see. I'm going to try. 8 o'clock. Until I can't do it anymore, I'll be here. 8 p.m. Eastern time. But Lo, definitely I want to hear more about your production stuff, how that's going. So check back in when you can. Tell us how it's going. You have a ton of studio time to get used to setting up different mics and equipment. Of course, we have Mac, Logic, Pro Tools, I believe. Okay, nice. When I started using Mac computers for audio stuff, everything just got so much easier. If you can buy like a cheap, like $100, $200 used MacBook, I think it'll change your life if you've been using Windows. Although Windows is getting a lot better, but Logic, I I learned on Reaper. I was really into Reaper. Once you learn like all these shortcuts and everything, and you learn like where everything is in the program, it kind of sucks switching to a new program. You understand how everything works, but you have to find it. But I do have to say, Logic, it's good. It has some good stuff. Pro Tools, I think that's the industry standard. When I was looking at some production work, that's what they asked me, do you use Pro Tools? Because that's basically what everybody uses. Why is Mac better? Mac, you never worry about like any kind of what do you call those things? See, I use Mac, so I don't worry about it. Come on. The drivers. You don't have to worry about drivers. You just plug and play. Any compatible interface will just start working right away. But that's why I would say Mac is better for recording stuff. Although, just to be fair, I haven't used Windows or Linux for recording in a while. But I feel like my life has just been way simpler since I switched to Mac. But I switched maybe 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, and I think Windows has come a long way since then. It's a lot more user-friendly now. 2024 MacBook Air Logic is super cool. I've used it for less than a month. Yeah, 2024 MacBook Air will work excellently with any DAW. Tippy, I think it's they both have their benefits, I think, and I'm into like computers and programming software, so I know Mac has some limitations, or maybe a lot of limitations, but sometimes it just does some things like so easily, so effortlessly. And when I'm just like typing word processor stuff or doing music production, I really like that. I like the simplicity, the ease of use. But that's me, and to be fair, I haven't spent like tens of hours in Windows. I'm sure I would be just fine. I actually have I can boot into Windows on this iMac that I'm using, and I have to say I liked it. I like my experience with Windows these days. But I'm gonna stick with Mac because it goes back to the same thing. Like you have all this muscle memory how to do things, and you just got to stick with one tool and do it. That's what I would say. All right. If anybody's interested in buying this guitar, by the way, I will have it for sale at some point soon. Or if y'all are looking for a particular guitar, let me know. I will keep an eye out for it because I'll be looking for another one sometime soon. And I'll set it up. I'll make sure it plays really well by playing it myself a lot. I'm not entirely sure what the price for this one will be. My guess is somewhere around the $400 range in there. Give or take $50. I know that's a big swing, but whoever's on the stream, I will give you an extra discount to whatever I posted for online because I appreciate all of you being here. But yeah, this thing, it's a really nice guitar, I would say. I'm enjoying playing it, and I think I'll enjoy it so much more when I finish setting up the nut up here. But this fingerboard feels really solid. And the guitar's not too heavy for a Les Paul too, which I like. But yeah, it's a good guitar. I think anybody would be really happy to have this, and it would feel good. So, any other questions before we call it a night? I really am happy to see all the familiar faces here, and it's been fun getting used to playing this guitar as well. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to pass it on to somebody else and get the next one though. Aria Jet 2 hasn't let you down yet. Nice. Aria Jet 2, is that a guitar? An Aria guitar? Or let me look that up real quick. Aria Jet 2. Oh yeah. Yeah. If you have a guitar and it's set up well, that thing looks sweet. It's got two P90s as well. Looks like a great guitar. I hope to buy a lot of budget price guitars and fix those up and make those great, because not only are they more affordable for more people, but I think they can play and sound excellent, but a lot of people don't take the time to set them up properly. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hopefully have a lot of guitars for a lot of people out there. Alrighty. I think that's it. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you at 8 p.m. tomorrow. It's been fun. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.